Good morning, everybody. It's early on Tuesday, the 17th. Yay, happy St. Patty's Day. And I just wanted to make a really quick video for you to understand what is going forward in the semester. I just got through spending the last 45 minutes chasing horses into some sort of fenced-in area because they'd gotten out overnight. They had liberated themselves. So I'm awake as I'm going to be with half a cup of coffee in me. But anyhow, for online students, if you no longer have access to the internet, if you got your access solely from school or from libraries, please call me at the number listed at the top of the syllabus so that we can figure out how many students are going to be affected by this in a very negative way. If you have, if you're in my face-to-face classes, we're making the switch to online now. So what that is going to entail is every Monday we're going to meet, air quotes, via a teleconferencing platform called Zoom. I will have that set up by the Monday, the Monday in week 10, and we'll be meeting during our regular class time. So this shouldn't disrupt your schedule at all, since you already have that time slot marked off for attending class. And on Wednesdays, I would like you to spend our class time, either you can call me, you can text me, you can chat with me. I'll be online during that particular time, and there is a chat feature that I will have open, so you can use that through Moodle. Or you can, or you'll have assignments to do. So normally we do some video watching and then some discussion in class during, right after the video or whatnot. We're not going to be able to have that this time. So the discussion will take place on Monday. The videos and the reading assignments, etc., will be on Wednesdays. Now, you still have the abilities to be in your groups, especially during the live Zoom conferencing. So we may play with that a little bit. It may take a little bit of time, so don't get frustrated if you cannot get into Zoom. I will send out invitations this weekend so that you can log in and before, I would say give it about 5 to 10 minutes before the scheduled class time if you can. And then what we'll do is that'll give you, in case there's problems with Zoom, text me immediately so we can go ahead and take care of that. I didn't have any problems getting into it when I was a student in our Zoom class on how to use it. But connectivity may be poor because everybody is working from home now, whether it's at many bank people are sending their people to work from home. I know mid is going to be all work from home. Everybody, I think, will be cleared out, if not this week, at the beginning of next week, and they'll be working from home. And that includes so many different people. So please know that there may be connectivity slowdowns. Don't freak out. Again, if this happens, text me during the video. I can't get in. I can't log in. I can't find the conference, the meeting. Please, help. And then we'll get on that right away because I have a lot of capability to move things around. So that being said, this is going to be a unique. Your whole world has changed while mid was on spring break. I know mine did. And unfortunately, some people are taking advantage of certain things. And I'm not sure if those are your friends and neighbors so much as people who may swoop in and order things online. I know Walmart's cleared of a lot of things that you can order online and get shipped to your home. So like dried milk is gone, which is bad. That's not a good thing. Potatoes, staples, things that are kind of staples. And of course, the infamous TP rush of 2020. But know this, for the better part of most, the reason why they're trying to keep a lid on this is because nobody has immunity. It's a brand new virus. So they don't have the vaccine. Nobody has an immunity. It's not been around once or twice before. And therefore, it's going to, potentially, everyone should get it. Everyone who comes in contact with it is going to catch it in some fashion. Now, maybe they'll be lucky and they'll get such a mild version they won't know. Maybe it'll be like a bad cold or a flu, a little more severe than the flu. But for people who smoke or who have diabetes or who have high blood pressure or who are older or who have asthma, this virus tends to attack, it loves lung cells. And viruses are not like bacteria. Viruses only have RNA. They need a host cell in order to replicate. So what they do is they go into there, and it has to be specific. I was telling my boyfriend that it's like scissors. Okay, think of the virus as having a pair of scissors. RNA is a pair of scissors, and the scissors have to be specific. So it is species specific. This one happened to jump. It was exposed enough times to human DNA to mutate into having a pair of scissors that can work with human DNA. And so what it does is it gets into a cell with its own RNA. It cannot replicate on its own. It doesn't have DNA, but it's got the right scissors. And so it cuts into our DNA and then begins to replicate itself rather than our own cells. The cell gets so full with copies of the virus, it explodes, it destroys the cell, our cell, completely. And then those babies go out and find other cells to infect. So it can get very severe very quickly. So most of you are younger. I don't think I have any people that are in the targeted group as far as age-wise. But if you have any chronic conditions or you do have asthma, it's very important that you take very good care of yourself. Wash your hands thoroughly and try very hard not to come in contact with people who have had the virus. If you do, note that the county health departments are setting up I'm assuming hotlines to tell you where to go to get tested. Now they're starting to look at drive-through testing for people so that they can don't have to go into a doctor's office and infect other people. And it's going to take a lot to get used to. What's good about this, and there is some silver lining to this, is it's not a horribly deadly airborne virus. And so the potential, while it has a higher mortality rate at this moment, as far as we know from data, than the regular flu, slightly higher. It's not horrific, so that this can tell us where a lot of our weak points are in our systems, in our protocols that we have. And hopefully we can go ahead then and adjust this. So if another worse virus comes around, we will have had some experience in dealing with that. So therefore we can have the right systems in place. So I hope our leaders really examine how, what went right. I know every time we had a meeting when I worked with a lot of the different working groups to improve our county health, every time we did an event or had a distribution for food, we would sit down afterwards and say to ourselves, okay, what went right, what went wrong, and what could have gone better. So just know that this is a very good learning curve for the U.S. Public systems to figure out how it's going to manage such cases in the future should something more lethal come along. So the better part of most, if you do get it, make sure that you guys notify your healthcare provider. Again, county health departments, I'm sure, are setting up places for you to get tested. If you have a loved one who's been tested and then you come down with symptoms, that's probably a safe assumption. Don't go out and infect other people. The elderly their mortality rate seems to be like almost 100 times that of people who are in their 20s. So do stay away from grandma, grandpa, and like, again, I said, anybody who's got chronic, and obviously anyone who's going through chemotherapy who has a compromised immune system. But we'll get through this, and as soon as we get some government systems in place currently and figure out how to contain this and reduce the ill effects for people who are affected by shortages in food and toilet paper, then things will somewhat return to normal. I know it's hard to get stuck in your cabin fever at the very tail end of what was not a very harsh but a very long winter. It started back in about early October is when I started tossing hay to my horses, because we had a couple pretty good frosts and we had snow in October before Halloween, which is highly unusual even for northern Michigan. So just know that, you can go outside. If you're not contagious, you can go outside, go in your yard, take a brisk walk. The thing is, you don't want to be less than 6 feet from somebody else. So it's not terribly hard to do in rural areas, so good for us on that one. If you must eat out, they do have drive-thrus open and take out food, whatever delivery services in Mount Pleasant, I would assume for currently right now is still operating. But, just make sure you're considerate to other people. know that for my face-to-face students, that as we switch to this online format, I'm going to be very liberal in allowing for a lot of mistakes, but please notify me. And again, as per the syllabus, the most effective and quickest method, my preferred method of communications to you, especially now that we're all kind of homebound, is going to be through a text or a phone call. Again, the number's on the syllabus at the top. I've given it out in numerous emails, and I'll say it one more time in case you don't have it. It is 989-802-9857. And we're going to get through this. Like I said, it's not as lethal as it could be. It's a little higher right now than the seasonal flu, mainly for people who are much, who are over the age of 65. So fingers crossed. Everybody stays healthy and happy during this time. And remember, we're still human beings. And even if we can't touch each other, I don't know if you saw the video. I will put it up on Moodle of the Italians on their little porches, singing together. So I thought that was very moving. Humans, if we're in sociology, humans have a need to connect to each other. We're social animals, hence societies. So we want to be there for each other, and we need that connection, even if we can't get it in more traditional ways. So anyway, you take care, be healthy, be smart, hand wash, sanitize, try not to go out unless you absolutely have to, and you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the semester. Again, if you need anything, please hit me up. Bye.